Why do we blush? Charles Darwin called it the most peculiar and the most human of all expressions. He was obsessed with blushing, and one detail drove him mad. You can blush in the dark, alone, in a room where absolutely no one can see you, just remembering something embarrassing from 10 years ago. Your face floods with heat and color for an audience of nobody, which makes no sense. Every other emotional signal your body makes is meant to be seen, but blushing betrays you even when there's no one there to betray you to. Darwin couldn't explain it, and here's the truly strange part. He pointed out that you cannot make yourself blush. No actor can fake it on command, and you absolutely cannot stop it. In fact, the harder you try, the worse it gets. So why does your body have a reaction that exposes you, that you can't control and can't switch off? Why do we blush? Here's the thing nobody tells you. Blushing is the only signal your body sends that you never wanted to send. Everything else, a smile, a frown, a laugh, you can fake or suppress. Blushing is the one emotion that leaks out against your will, and that, it turns out, is the entire point. But to understand why, you have to start with what's actually happening in your face. When you get embarrassed, your body triggers a fight or flight response, the same one you'd get facing a threat. Adrenaline floods your system, your heart speeds up, and adrenaline does something specific to your blood vessels. Normally, it makes them narrow. But in your face, something unusual happens. The blood vessels in your cheeks do the opposite. They widen, they dilate. And here's the anatomical quirk that makes blushing possible at all. The veins in your face are unusually wide, and they sit unusually close to the surface of your skin. So when they flood with blood, it shows. Instantly, there's nowhere to hide it. Your face is basically a screen, wired to broadcast your nervous system in real time. So blushing is a fight or flight response pointed at your own cheeks, but that just deepens the mystery. Why would evolution build a fear response whose main job is to make you more visible? When you're threatened, being noticed is the last thing you want. Unless the threat isn't a predator at all. The threat is other people. This is the key that unlocks everything. Blushing is a social emotion. It doesn't fire when you're in physical danger. It fires when you break a social rule, when you're caught, when attention lands on you and you feel exposed. Being called out in a meeting, getting a compliment you don't know how to take, being caught in a lie, tripping in public. It is triggered almost entirely by the feeling of being seen. And now the strangeness starts to resolve. Because if blushing is a message to other people, what exactly is it saying? For a long time, the obvious answer was, it's a shame signal. It says, I'm embarrassed, I know I messed up. But that's incomplete. Because here's the twist that flips the whole thing around. Blushing isn't a weakness. It's an apology you can't fake. Think about what an uncontrollable signal is actually worth. Anyone can say, I'm sorry. Words are cheap. A liar can say sorry perfectly. But you cannot fake a blush and you cannot hide one, which means when you blush, you are sending a message that is impossible to counterfeit. I genuinely care what you think of me. I recognize I crossed a line, and I feel it involuntarily, right now, on my face. That honesty is precisely why it works. Studies have found something remarkable. People who blush after making a mistake are judged more positively, forgiven faster, and trusted more than people who stay cool. A blush after a blunder makes you more likable, not less. It signals that you still respect the group's rules, that you're not a threat, that you can be trusted. Your blush is a built-in trust signal. An unfakeable little confession that keeps the people around you on your side. The thing you're desperate to hide is the exact thing repairing your reputation. And this reframes everything about how it feels. That heat in your cheeks when you're embarrassed isn't your body failing you. It's your body quietly working to keep you connected to your tribe at the precise moment you feel most exposed. Now for the hidden layer, because blushing has a dark side too. What happens when this system becomes too sensitive? There's a condition called erythrophobia, the fear of blushing, and it's a cruel little trap because blushing is triggered by self-conscious attention. Being afraid of blushing makes you hyper-aware of yourself, which makes you blush, which makes you more afraid. It's a perfect feedback loop, feeding on itself. For some people, it gets so severe they avoid meetings, dating, speaking up, entire pieces of a life rearranged around a fear of turning red, and in the most extreme cases, surgeons have performed an operation that cuts the nerve controlling the facial flush, just to make it stop. People have literally had a nerve severed to escape their own blushing. That is how powerful and how involuntary this reflex is. So, why do we blush? Pull it all together. 1. It's a fight or flight response aimed at your own face, made visible by wide veins sitting close to the skin. 2. It fires not at physical danger, but at social exposure, the feeling of being seen. 3. It's an honest signal, an apology that can't be faked, that tells other people you care about their judgment, which makes them trust you more, which brings us back to Darwin, staring at a reaction he couldn't fake, couldn't stop, and couldn't explain. He was closer than he knew. He was looking at the one place where your body refuses to lie for you, because that's what a blush really is. In a world where you can fake a smile, fake a laugh, fake an apology, your face kept one channel completely honest, one signal you were never allowed to control, and that lack of control isn't the flaw. It's the whole reason anyone believes it. You blush because, deep down, you care, and your body decided that mattered too much to leave up to you. So the next time your cheeks catch fire and you wish the ground would swallow you whole, try to remember, that heat isn't humiliation. It's the most honest thing you'll do all day. If this made you feel a little better about turning red, hit subscribe. It's the whole reason videos like this can keep happening. And drop a comment with a why question that's been living in your head. The best ones become the next video, and be honest, what's the last thing that made you blush? Don't read this. Go watch it.